So students, today we will be discussing chapter number 20, Whose Forest? This is the discussion part 1. In this chapter, not only you will get to know the stories and the struggles of few inspirational people, but also you will learn some values and learn how to survive through all your struggles. And remember children, in between I will be asking questions, the answer of which you have to write in your EVS copy by yourself. So read the chapter thoroughly. Even after watching the video, I request to all of you to read the chapter by yourself. The more you read, the more you will understand deeply the matter and pay attention whatever I am going to say in the video. So let's start with the first page. Daughter of the Jungle. Look at the picture. Where do you think these children are off to with little bundles on their sticks? When you find out, you too would want to go with them. Now in the picture below, you can see these children are going somewhere with little bundles with a stick. Where they are going? Let's find out. The children are going to the forest. There they jump, run, climb trees and sing songs in their language called Kuduk. That is their language, Kuduk. They pick the fallen flowers and leaves to weave them into necklaces. They enjoy the wild fruits. They look for birds whose call they imitate. Joining them in all this fun is their favorite Didi, Suryamani. Now they enjoy their heartfelt happiness. They do all sort of things, all sort of playing in the forest. They make necklaces from the fallen flowers and leaves. How much they enjoy, you can imagine. And there they have their favorite Didi, Suryamani. Every Sunday, Suryamani takes the children to the forest. As they move around, she shows them how to recognize the trees, the plants and animals. She teaches the children how to recognize different trees, plants, and animals. Children enjoy this special class in a forest. Suryamani always says, to learn to read the forest is as important as reading books. She says, we are forest people, we are Adivasis. Our lives are linked to the forest. If the forests are not there, we too will not remain. So Suryamani Didi teaches the children that they are forest people, that they are tribal people, who are also known as Adivasi in Hindi. Their life rotate around the forest, means everything that they use in their daily life comes from the forest. So it is very much important for the children to know their plants, their animals, and to recognize them, that from which plant they can get medicine, from which fruit they can have immunity, from which plant or tree they will get vegetables or food to survive. So there are so many things that they can know from the forest. So the Adivasi, the tribal people, you will see that they actually conserve the forest. They will never cut a healthy tree. They will never do deforestation because their life rotate around a forest. Everything they have is come from the forest. Now few questions. What do you think is a forest? Like, how can you call a place forest? What kind of characteristics or features that place should have? If someone grew lots of trees close to each other, would this become a forest? To become a forest, to make a place forest, if we plant trees near to each other, will that be a forest? What about you? What is your opinion? Other than trees, what all is there in a forest? You can answer it very easily. Do all forests have similar types of trees? How many trees can you identify? How many trees can you name? Can you recognize? Suryamani says if the forests are not there, we too will not remain. Why she is saying that? We already discussed that why for the tribal people, or not only the tribal people, for every being on earth, forest, trees, plants, these all things are important. But for the tribal Adivasi people, the forest people, it is the main thing that they survive on. They cannot survive without forest because their livelihood, the things that they survive on, everything they get from the forest. That's why Suryamani says that if forests are not there, we too will not remain. You need to write these answers in your own language in EVS copy. Don't try to imitate any other answer. Write the answer by yourself. The more you try to write the answer, you will get more good in making sentences. Now next thing, growing up. Suryamani loves the forest since she was a child. She would not take the direct road to school but would choose the path through the forest. Now she used to go school when she was a child, and when she used to go school she used to take the path which had to cross the forest. She will not take the direct road. She loves the forest so much from the childhood itself. Suryamani's father had a small field. Her family used to collect leaves and herbs from the forest and sell these in the market. Her family used to survive on the income that they used to get after selling herbs and leaves from the forest. So you can imagine how much importance a forest have in her life. Her mother would weave basket from bamboo or make leaf plate out of the fallen leaves. But now no one can pick up a single leaf from the forest. Earlier they used to survive. Earlier they used to make their income out of everything that they used to get from the forest without cutting a tree. But now they cannot pick up a single leaf from the forest. That is since Shambhu the contractor came there. Now who is a contractor? Contractor is a person who does an agreement with some other party, and according to the agreement they do their service. Now what contract they have made? The people of Suryamani's village were afraid of the contractor. Everyone except Budhyamai, she would say, "We, the people of this forest, have the right over it. We'll look after the forest. We don't cut trees like these contractors do. The forest is like our collective bank, not yours or mine alone. We take from it only as much as we need. We don't use up all our wealth." Now, contractor had the agreement to cut the trees. He had come there to cut the trees because of his own profit. Now there is Budhyamai, who was very brave, and she was not scared of this contractor. She used to tell that we don't cut the trees. We never do harm to the trees. We only take what we can from the forest, not by harming them. We do not cut the trees like you people, like the contractors, like the people who make profit out of forest by cutting the trees. Forest is not your or not mine alone. It is for everyone. And the Adivasi people, the forest people, only take whatever they need. No extra thing they take from the forest. So this has to be told to the contractor, and she was brave enough to say all this thing. Suryanani's father could no longer support the family on the small land. He moved to the town in search of work, but things did not improve. Sometimes there would be no food in the house. At times, Mania Chacha, Chacha means uncle, would send some grain from his small shop to Suryamani's house. Now, Suryamani used to survive in a very poor condition. Her father was no longer supporting the family, and she sometimes didn't have enough food to eat. At times, Mania Chacha used to send some things, some grains or some food to from his shop to her house so that she can eat. Chacha tried hard and got admission for Suryamani in the school in Bishanpur. Here they would not have to pay for the fee, uniform and books. Suryamani would have to stay there and study. Suryamani didn't want to leave her village and forest, but Mania Chacha was firm. "If you do not study, what will you do? Go hungry?" Suryamani would argue. "Why should I go hungry? The jungle is there to help." Chacha tried to explain, "But we are being moved away from our forest. Even the forests are disappearing. In their place mines and being dug, dams are being built. Believe me, it is important for you to study, to understand about the laws. Maybe then you can help to save our forest." Young Suryamani listened and tried to understand some of what he said. Now Suryamani got admitted in a school where she don't have to pay any kind of fee or any kind of money for uniform or books. So it was very good for her as she didn't have money to pay. So now she don't want to leave her village, which was near the forest. Chacha used to tell her that why you don't want to leave the forest. She told instead that I can get everything from the forest. Why should I leave it? But Chacha said that slowly the forests are disappearing. There is so much deforestation that the people who live near the forest or in the forest, they are being moved from their place. The Adivasi, the tribal people, the forest people are moved from their place. Then what we will do then in the future? What can we do? Will we go hungry? Then he only told Suryamani that if you study hard, you can study about the different laws of not cutting trees to make the forest, to save the forest. Then you can help other people. Then you can help the forest to stay, to survive. So now there are few questions that you have to answer. Do you know anyone who love forest? Anyone? Like you can write your name also if you love forest, or maybe anyone in your friend circle, in your family who love forest. The contractor did not allow Suryamani's people to go into the forest. Why? It was because of his own profit. It was there because the contractor was there because of his own profit. So there were few reasons that he was not allowing the people of Suryamani's village to go near the forest. Why? You have to write by your own. Is there any place around your area which you feel should be open to everyone, but where people are not allowed to go? There are few people around yourself also where it is not allowed, it is not open to everyone. Write the names of those places. Who do you think the forest belonged to? As in this chapter only it is said forest belong to everyone. Buddhamai said forest is our collective bank, not yours or mine alone. Are there other things which are our collective wealth? So if someone uses more, everyone would suffer. Collective wealth means a wealth which is for everyone. It is the accumulation, or you can say the addition of everyone's wealth. When we add the wealth, the money of everybody, we get a collective wealth. But here we are not talking about money, we are talking about forest. So forest is also like our wealth. It is a treasure that we should always conserve, we should always protect. So these were all the questions and the explanation of the first part of this chapter. I hope you understood and enjoyed the video. Thank you. Stay safe, study hard. See you in the next video.